Start your business for the freedom of time. Now you're tired of the hustle and grind. There's gotta be a better way. It's time to listen to Chill and Prosper. Welcome to Chill and Prosper. You're ready to chill and prosper with Denise Duffield-Thomas.
Hey there, it's Denise here, and welcome to another episode of Chill and Prosper. Today we're talking about understanding your customers' different personalities in your business and how to recognize and deal with those different personalities as they come up. So, of course, this is another episode where I reference Sacred Money Archetypes because we have a live course coming up, which we only do once a year. So a lot of these episodes are about giving you a lot of free information, obviously, about how this would work in your life and your business. And if this is of something of interest to you, I really highly recommend coming and doing the course. So it all starts with doing the free quiz. You go to denisedt.com/quiz, find out your primary archetype, find out about what your other archetypes are for your personality. And then if it's something that's interesting to you, come and join us on the live course. It's going to be in May and June. We have a pop-up Facebook group. We do live calls as a group, but also we do individual calls for each archetype group. And it is so much fun. A lot of people say it's an absolute game changer of a course. And it's one of my favorite courses to teach because we talk about all my favorite things like marketing and branding and, sales and all this kind of batching and all these kind of things, but through the lens of your money archetype, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. So today we're turning it around. We're not talking about your archetype. We're talking about your customers' archetypes and how that might play out in your business and what things to look forward to look out for, so you can start to recognize different personalities. And why would we even do that, right? We would do that because marketing is all about motivation, and sales is often about understanding who your customer is. And when we try and market everything to everyone, you'll find that you don't get great results, but also it's really hard to stand out. It's hard to stand out in a crowded market, and it's hard to stand out when there's a lot of noise. So the more you can understand your customers and talk their language, understand who they are, what their motivations are, the easier it's going to be to sell to them, but also to work with them and understand them and to be able to serve them. Okay, so you can take the quiz at denisedt.com/quiz, but I actually highly recommend that you share the quiz in your community, your customer group, things like that. So again, it's totally free for people to do. But what you'll see is that sometimes there will be a flavor in your community or your client group that you actually did not expect. Okay, so when I did this, I shared the quiz link in my my money bootcamp group. And then I just did a poll. On Facebook, you can do a poll. And I put all the 8 archetypes in there and just said, what did you get? And this was a game changer for me to understand that I attract mostly, well, not mostly, but the majority accumulators and nurturers. They were the top customer group for me. And then it was kind of pretty even because, again, I talk to a lot of different people. So that's fine. But the people who were at the bottom were the celebrities. And that was really interesting information in itself too, is who you don't naturally attract. Okay, so as I said, it's totally free to take the quiz and to share it. So denisedt.com/quiz, but do a poll and say, what result did you get? Because this is going to help you so much in your business. Okay. Now, I remember last year, I asked a few people and said, just send me your website and I'll try and guess what your archetype is from your website or social media. And there were a couple that I kind of nailed pretty quickly. But I remember there was this one, I can't remember, it was maybe in interior design or something. And I wrote back and I said, I'm struggling a little bit because I feel like this bit, is maverick and this bit is kind of connector and this bit is a bit romantic. And she's like, yeah, well, we had 3 different people work on the website. And I was like, well, you can really tell because each person is bringing their own flavor in there, which kind of makes it a little bit confusing as to, who you're marketing to and who you're trying to speak to. So this is where it becomes really key. Now, you might have done like customer avatar work before, or who's your niche, or who's your ideal customer? And I find that people really struggle with this, and it's totally because of their archetype as well. So if you are a connector archetype, or a nurturer archetype, you're just like, but I want to help everybody. I don't believe in pigeonholing people. Mavericks are like, no, everyone does this cliched exercise, so screw you, I'm not going to do it. And all of the archetypes do everything for their own particular reasons. Okay, so if you've struggled with that before, it's really common. And you could just literally tell me how you've struggled with that exercise, and I could probably guess your archetype. Because how we do money is how we do everything, is the how Kendall Summerhawk, creator of Sacred Money Archetypes, how she says it. And it's so true. Your money archetype comes out in so many different ways. Okay, so do that, share the quiz, find out who your customers are, right? And it's also about, you can serve everybody. You absolutely can. It's just that they'll join for different reasons. They will buy from you for different reasons. So I actually I haven't changed my whole business to appeal to accumulators. I haven't. It's just that I know there are certain things that accumulators need to buy from people. And so I can put that in without making my whole business for accumulators. Okay, so let me explain that. So accumulators are often very frugal and good with money, but can be very cautious about making decisions. They can have a lot of analysis paralysis because they want to do things right, and they're very thoughtful and considered about how they spend their money. So knowing that about accumulators, and knowing that I kind of naturally attracted accumulators anyway, there are a couple of things I can make sure I always have in my launches to make it safe for accumulators to buy. Now, this is part of the free workshop that you get after you take the quiz, where I share, I think it's on video 3 or 4, where I share some of the results I got from asking the different groups, what makes you buy, what makes you not want to buy. So for accumulators, there's so many little things that could turn them off. One really particular example is when you get to your sales cart, they've put something in their cart and they're about to buy it. If you have a coupon code on your cart, accumulators will go, oh, there's a coupon code, I better go find it. So they'll go and search the internet. They'll ask people, they'll email you and say, hey, what's the coupon code to get a discount? And you might not even thought of that. That might just be a default on your cart, right? That you haven't even thought about. But that's created an open loop in an accumulator's mind. Can I get a better deal? Am I getting ripped off by buying on this page? Is there a discount that I'm unaware of? Because that's quite painful for accumulators to feel like they've missed out on a bargain, or that they've paid more than they should. And so anytime you run a sale in your business, say, for example, I saw something recently where someone was selling bedspreads, and they had a pre-order kind of bedspread thing. And then a couple of weeks later, she was like, oh, we've only got a couple left in the warehouse. Like, I'll do them at 50% off. That's the sort of thing that would drive an accumulator mad, because they would be thinking, well, why did I pay full price? But actually, they probably wouldn't even buy full price because they're worried that there will be a sale that they'll miss out on. So that's where the analysis paralysis kicks in for accumulators, where they start to just go, when's the right time to buy? Maybe there's a discount. Maybe she'll do a discount code later on. Maybe there'll be, and they just go, I'm not going to buy. So that's just one little example of knowing who your customers are. And I've got a million different other things. There's so many little nuances. You have to watch the workshop about it, about things, why they wouldn't join. But then same with all the other archetypes. And some of those things contradict each other. I'll give you another example, testimonials. We're always told, put as many testimonials on your sales page as possible. So that might work for in different ways. So that might work for celebrities who, if they see a celebrity endorsement, they go, oh, look at that celebrity. Okay, cool. Connectors might be like, oh my God, some of them are my friends. Oh, I'm going to have FOMO if I don't join their program or their course or that community. All these people are having fun without me. So then the connectors are going, oh my God, I need to be there. But mavericks are often turned off by testimonials. Mavericks, if they see a lot of testimonials, will be like, it's too popular. I don't want to join that. Mavericks like joining things when it's like new, fresh, underground, like quick and dirty. And that's why you'll see sometimes with maverick marketing that really works. It's like the little known secret, join before it gets shut down, quick, I'm never going to do this again. It's like that adrenaline of like, oh my God, no one knows about this. And so they actually like joining things that are like untested and messy. And if something gets too popular and too many people have told them to join, they're like, it kicks in their like oppositional defiance, and they're like, no, can't be bothered. But I've also heard from accumulators who they distrust testimonials so much. They distrust them. And so if you're putting testimonials and you don't have like people's photos or full names, because accumulators will probably Google them and say, how are they going? Are they still using the program? Oh, who is that? Is that a real person? Because they distrust. They have a lot of distrust issues, right? And so this is why it's so key to know who you are talking to, and what little things turn people on and off. Okay, really, really important. Like things like refunds and all that kind of stuff, all totally money archetype driven. Sales pages. Okay, let's talk about sales pages for a second. If you know that your audience are romantics, or you want to attract romantics, you have to make your sales page pretty easy to navigate, visually appealing. Doesn't mean it has to be really sexy and beautiful, but maybe very clean. And you cannot confuse them or make them jump through too many hoops. Because a romantic, what's an easy life? If you were selling something from a sales webinar, they're probably watching in the bath. Like they're just watching in the bath or they're in bed. And if you make it really hard for them and jump through too many hoops or too complicated, they will just switch off because it will be in the too hard basket and they'll go, nope, cannot be bothered. Okay. So if you know that about romantics, you can create that whole experience for romantics or mostly for romantics and make it really easy. Now, a lot of people ask about my programs and why I launch them and why I also have them on Evergreen. Okay, so Evergreen just means it's available all of the time. So except for Sacred Money Archetypes Live, which I only run once a year, people can join, they can buy the e-course version of Money Archetypes throughout the year without any of the extra bells and whistles. But Money Bootcamp people can join anytime because I do calls all year round, right? And so people go, well, why would you do both? Why not one or the other? And honestly, it's because different personality types join for different reasons. Okay, so often at the start of the year, well, we used to do a big January launch. We're not going to do it in January anymore because it ruins my Christmas. But I think some money archetypes like joining during a launch time because then they feel like they're part of a cohort. They feel like they're part of a group. They feel like it's something official with a start date and an end date. So it's a container, right? So you think of the archetypes that would really like that. Accumulators, they're like, this is the official start and end date. It's clean. It's a container. I have a deadline to join. So I can't procrastinate. I have to stop writing my pros and cons list at some point and join or not join. Oftentimes with launches, there's like an incentive. So it might be an extra bonus or a bonus they miss out on or an early bird price or something. Sometimes accumulators need that to get off the fence, but they also feel like it's an official schedule or they feel like it's an official thing. It's not loosey-goosey, right? Connectors will go, well, I want to do it with everyone else. I want to be part of a group. I want to be part of a cohort. And so they will also want to join like that. Nurturers might need to be coaxed into and given permission to join. So sometimes they need that incentive to kind of to go for it and to feel like they're doing something official and they've been officially invited in. But if you look at from the flip side of Evergreen always available, who does that appeal to? It appeals to more of the self-driven, internally driven, instant gratification type archetypes, right? So alchemists, they get an idea in their head and they just impulsively go, yep, I want to do that. So for alchemists, it has to hit them at the right time, right? It's just like, oh yeah, cool, that sounds good. Same with romantics. It feels good at the time. Okay, I'll join now when it feels good to me. Rulers and mavericks are just like, I want it now. I want that information. It's going to help me. I want it now. And so that's why personally why I run my business like that, because I want to be able to cater to different archetypes and to be able to give them different reasons.
Hey there, I am so excited to tell you that this year's enrollment for my Sacred Money Archetypes course is now open, and you're gonna love it so much because it can have such a significant impact on the level of income, influence, and joy in your business. Now, this is your once a year opportunity to work with me as your business and money coach, because we are going to leverage the strengths of your money personality so you can make more money with ease. You will get tailored training and weekly coaching calls with me to make it happen. And yes, that's right, it is only once a year. So do not miss out. Now, you've probably realized already that working harder is not the answer to making money. You just get overwhelmed and you just get burnt out. But what's the solution? You just need to do something different, but you don't need to change who you are to succeed in business. You might just need to tweak some of the things in your business so you can profit from your natural gifts and stop sabotaging your income. Click below, check out my SMA course and get my special offer. I've just upgraded the entire course and added some pop-up coaching and a pop-up supportive community as well. Some of the practical training models include what business model you should do for your archetype, how to market using your archetype, passive income ideas, and hiring suggestions for each of the 8 archetypes. So you get special personalized training from me and also some amazing bonuses. And if you need to pay it off, we have a flexible payment plan as well. Now, I am obsessed with the Sacred Money Archetypes. I've seen it help thousands of people all around the world. So I want to help you to leverage your money personality so you can make more income and more impact. I know the last couple of years have been a lot. The uncertainty has had a massive impact on so many people's businesses. I know it's been challenging and lonely too, but I'm here to tell you that making money doesn't have to be so hard and you don't have to do this alone. Click below and come and join us. It's not just me, but there are thousands of other entrepreneurs with similar businesses and money stories just like you. Can't wait to see you in the course. It's your time and you're ready for the next step.
We are talking about knowing who your customers are, knowing your customers' archetypes. And this isn't your typical niche kind of client work or something like that. It's really looking at motivations, and it starts to become really fun when you understand each of the archetypes, what drives them, what they need to hear, but also what they need to feel safe, right? And so this is not about manipulating people. It's just about giving people what they want and what's honest, being honest about what you can do for them. Okay, so an example I always love to use is a hair salon, because everyone knows what a hair salon looks like, feels like. People who've been doing hair, providing hair services, that this has happened for centuries, right? This has always been a thing that humans have done for each other. It doesn't matter how small a town is, there will always be some sort of hair service, right? But if you were to look at all the different ways that you can offer a hair salon, you can see it very clearly through the different archetypes. If you're a celebrity archetype, you're not going to go to some skanky back room thing where someone's washing your hair with a bucket and you get a glass of lukewarm tap water, right? Part of the experience for celebrities when they buy something is the packaging, the look and feel, literally the experience of it, right? It's the champagne, it's having beautiful people serve you, it's the uniforms, it's the beautiful matching chairs, it's the flowers, it's the music, it's the candle that they have in the bathroom, it's the quality of the toilet paper in the bathroom, it's who am I going to see there, where is it in town, who else goes there, what extra cachet will I get from that being my salon? That is what they're willing to pay for above and beyond the result. Okay, that is a completely different experience. For me as a ruler is I need a salon that has good Wi-Fi, a stylist that doesn't want to talk too much, is fast, And my ideal salon would be somewhere where I can get lots of things done all at the same time. Like I'm a race car and I go into a pit stop and they're just like, and I would love it if they could just do my, my waxing, my toenails, my body scrub, my whatever. Not the reason why I don't get manicures is because I like typing all the time. And my hair all at the same time, right? Because then that's efficient for me. I don't care about how sexy someone looks. I mean, I go to a salon, it's very lovely, it looks beautiful, but like, and they've got a dog, so they've got 2 dogs, which I love, but it's, for me, it's not about like the celebrityness of it, and so this is where, if you were to go, when people just go, but I want my business to be for everyone, right? But you can't make a celebrity want to go to a Cheap and Cheerful Just Cuts. You can't do it. It's a completely different thing that they're after, above and beyond just getting their hair cut. And so it's ridiculous when we think we have to be everything to everyone, where there's so many industries where it's impossible to do. You can't do it. I've heard from accumulators who say, I've gone to a hair salon, I once a year, or I cut my own hair and I don't get them to wash it and I don't get them to blow dry it. I leave with wet hair. A celebrity would never do that, right? I don't do that as a ruler, because when I go and get my hair done, I do it so I can look good for videos, so I can do it for my business, right? Because it's filming or something like that. And so you just can't do the same, right? Now, let's look at it from a celebrity and a nurturer point of view. Okay, so a nurturer is someone who often needs a lot of permission, and like give them permission to invest in themselves, give them permission to live their dreams. Okay, so if you had a hair salon that was a nurturer one, it would be like, it's okay to take time for yourself. It's okay to devote this time, because it's going to help you feel good about yourself and you're worth it. Like, you would have to do it in such a permission, gentle based way. Maybe nurturers come in because they've been given a gift voucher. So then gift vouchers would be a big part of your business. Marketing around Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, marketing for people's birthdays, having your clients' birthdays on file so you could, send a message and say, hey, we've got gift vouchers, send this to your partner. Marketing to partners to say, buy this for your, for your partner, for your spouse. And maybe it's looking at, okay, well, if someone is a nurturer, maybe it's like, the prices are lower because you have to give them permission to do it. Maybe you have to cater to caretakers. So I've been to salons where they're like, yep, bring your kids, that's totally fine. There's a kid's kitchen in the corner. A celebrity would just be like, I'm not going to a hair salon where there's kids playing with a IKEA kitchen in the corner. I just don't want to do it. And so all of these things come into play, and it's totally okay for you to not only build your business for that target audience, but to be unapologetic about it sometimes. Okay. Now, as I said, I don't go, oh, I only serve this archetype. I definitely say anyone can join, but there's different things that I do to give permission at different times. And if I was talking to someone and they said, oh, I want to join, your course, knowing their archetype, it'd be really important, right? Because say I think I'm talking to a ruler and I'm like, this is going to really help you in your business. It's going to be so much more efficient. It's going to help you make more money because you'll be able to understand your clients and your marketing campaigns will be much more efficient. Oh my God, a nurturer is just going to be a connector, a nurturer, both just going to be like, what? That's not my motivation. A romantic will be like, that's not my motivation. So if it was a nurturer, I'd be saying, this makes your life so much easier. This make sure you're not spending effort on the wrong things, wasting time and energy on the wrong things. This will make your life so much easier and more pleasurable. You'll be able to attract people that are really easy to work with for you. It's going to feel really good. If I was talking to a connector, it'd be completely different, right? It'd be being able to deeply understand yourself and others helps people to feel really seen and heard. So this is going to help your business because your community are going to feel like you really get them, and you'll be able to understand, their fears and their motivations. And this is going to really help you to get great results for them because you'll be able to understand their helpful and harmful behaviors, and you'll be able to be a guide for them to be able to do that. And it's going to make your storytelling much more compelling because they'll feel so seen and heard. An accumulator, it'd be like, you could kind of say similar things to the ruler, but it's like, you're wasting so much time and energy like on ads that you don't know are going to be connecting. And so it is going to save you time and money because it's more efficient. You understand other people's motivations that aren't like you. Because a lot of accumulators don't understand how people would just buy a program that they don't even know the details for. They haven't read the sales page. But like, it's pretty key to understand that not everyone thinks like you. So if you're an accumulator, you might be bombarding people with information that they don't want or need. And that's going to harm your bottom line. It's going to cost you money. It's going to be a waste of your time and energy. So you can see already, like, it doesn't matter what you sell. And I've got so many different examples in the Sacred Money Archetypes course, by the way. We look at product-based examples, books, cars, water, all of these different industries, and how they've created their business or their campaigns to speak to different audiences really well. Now, another example of this is at dance schools, right? So we recently changed schools, which means we changed dance schools. We moved to a completely different area. And I was like, God, I would love to teach this to dance teachers so much, because so many dance schools, they're trying to be everything to everyone. And they're not honest then about what the culture truly is. And if you think like a ruler dance school, a ruler accumulator dance school, right? It'd be like excellence, great technique, we're really professional. We want kids who want to work hard and they want to be the best and they want to be really good at what they do, versus like a nurturer dance school that's like, we're just all about fun and no pressure and just dressing up and just expressing ourselves, and we're very friendly and kind, and everything's just about whatever, like wear what you want and be who you want, and it's all just about fun, like having fun. And what I find is that a lot of dance schools are not honest about that. They're not honest about it. And so then it sets up this expectation that is disappointment, right? Okay, so I said I'd talk about customer service and how this shows up in groups. So if you have a community like mine and you know the archetypes, what you'll start to see is some really interesting things happen. So first of all, mavericks, right? Mavericks are the ones who challenge everything. And you might have seen this in other people's communities. They'll try and start mutinies, and sometimes they'll burn other people's communities down. And I've seen it so many times where they're just like, hey, this sucks. I hate that you're doing this. Hey, who else hates this? Hey, let's screw this person's business. Hey, let's all leave. And then they've just kind of gone off. And then you've got the nurturers left behind, just like going, can't we all be friends? What's going on? And like, they're really hurting for everybody. So I've seen that. I've seen where connectors are always like, well, let's see all sides of the situation, because connectors want to see the good in everyone, right? Let's see all sides of this situation. And then I've seen like alchemists, right? Alchemists will like, because they're just all ideas all the time. So they'll be like, oh, that sounds great, but can we get information on this? And oh, how about we do this? And oh, let's start a spin-off group. And they can be really interesting customers, especially if you've, as a customer, if you drag things out too long, they just get bored. They just get bored and they'll stop responding. They'll stop sending you things. You have to make things really easy and fun and quick. So if you've got alchemist customers, you go, great, we're just going to do like 2 sessions and then it's done. Like, we're not going to do this over 6 months. They think that they want accountability, but they don't. Accumulators will be the people in your groups who will point out all your typos and mistakes and broken links. And I think I've got a bit of a thick skin around that now, which is why I love my accumulators, because I find it very handy. It's also a bit embarrassing because I've got high attention to detail, but my team doesn't always, which pisses me off. And I don't have the patience to hire people just to check every little thing, because I just think, just be fucking excellent the first time. But anyway, but I appreciate the accumulators because they're all the ones who are like, oh, Denise, you said you were going to do offer this on the sales page and you haven't delivered it yet. And I go, oh, I totally forgot about that. I will do that. Or they'll go, there's a typo on page 26 of the manual. And I'll go, thank you so much. That's been through, 5 rounds of me looking at that, but thank you very much. So if you don't like that, you're going to struggle a little bit with having a lot of accumulators in your customer group, because they're not doing it to be nitpicky. They're not being horrible. That's actually how they show love. Correction. And making sure that things are accurate and, like, excellent. That's how they show love and appreciation, right? So if your audience are nurturers, like, they will be a bit more sensitive. You'll have to be a bit more kind with them. And I used to struggle a little bit with that as a ruler, because I'd just be like, just do the thing. Just do it. Just freaking do it. And I realized with nurturer clients, you have to be a little bit more softly, because they're overcoming confidence issues, self-esteem issues. They're worried about their voice, and they get drowned out by the more vocal archetypes. And so it can be really tricky, I think, for nurturers sometimes to be in entrepreneurial groups, because there are people who seem to be, fast and confident, and they're just like, oh, I'm not sure. So if you do have a lot of nurturers, then so much of that is permission, being kind, being gentle. And I remember like, people would apply to come to my rose farm, and they have to put in an application, and Mark would just send them, Mark would go through them, and we'd be like, yeah, cool. And then I'd be like, cool, send them, a note if they've been accepted or if they've not been accepted yet. And I would be like, it's just not the right time, or, I'm not the right coach, or this is not the best experience for you to invest your money in right now, because you won't get the benefit out of it. And he'd be like, you haven't been chosen. Bye. And I'd just be like, some people, that would have just ruined, like, their self-esteem, and then they'd come in the group and go, oh, I wasn't good enough to go to Niece's Rose Farm. And I'd be like, Mark, because he's a ruler. He's a ruler, and he doesn't get that you have to, be a bit kinder and gentler to nurturers, or they feel really bad. So already you can see, hopefully this has got your juices flowing about your business, because this is what we do in the course. We look through every part of your business. What are your marketing messages? What's your branding? What are your like, who are you targeting? Who are you talking to? What are their motivations? What do they need to buy from you? What do they not need? What will turn them off? How do you deal with them after the sale? What do you look out for when this is, when things go wrong? Why are things going wrong? All of this stuff we talk about in the course, in the Sacred Money Archetypes for Business course. And because there's just so much understanding that needs to happen, yourself and other people. And then when you have those lenses, those new SMA goggles, you can really help people feel seen, heard, appreciated by you. And you can be honest about who you can work with and who you can't work with. That's really valuable information, hugely, hugely valuable. So you don't waste time and energy or angst or anything like that chasing the wrong things. Okay, so remember, you can take the quiz at denisedt.com/quiz, but share this quiz far and wide. Like, feel free, you can send it in your newsletter. And the benefit of that, I'm not saying, oh, share my business for me, please, is because you want to see who is in your community. You want to see who your favorite clients are and why. You want to be able to understand who you're attracting, and maybe who you're attracting that you don't mean to attract. That's the benefit of sharing and to find out. And you could just send it to a few key people, but also even send it to your family and your partner, and finding out about, where you could be triggering each other. Your team, especially, that's definitely a module that we do in Sacred Money Archetypes, is where your team's at. And the key to understanding other people really is. So I love sharing quotes with you in our final thoughts. And this one is a good one. It's from John Steinbeck, and it says men, but I'll just change it to people, is try and understand people. If you understand each other, you will be kind to each other. Knowing a person well never leads to hate, and almost always leads to love. And the reason why I think this is so key too is when you understand and appreciate other archetypes and what motivates them, what scares them, you can understand and have compassion and kindness for everyone. And I know that comes easily to some archetypes more than others, but when I was filming the different sets and I had the different costumes on for each of the archetypes, I really felt in my heart, I really felt each archetype so intimately, and I felt like, oh, I just love you. I'm here with you. I'm your best friend. And then I'd go, oh, we finished that nurturer now. Okay, I have to go get changed. And I'd feel really sad. Like I'd feel like, oh, I'm leaving a friend. And then I'd put the next one on and I'd be like, oh, I understand you, but now I really understand this. So, understanding each other means that we'll be kinder to ourselves and others, and it can only lead to good things. So yeah, share that quiz far and wide, denisedt.com/quiz. And I hope you come and join us on Sacred Money Archetypes as well. The sales page for that is denisedt.com/SMA, Sacred Money Archetypes. And we're doing it in May and June. It's going to be epic. It's our only one live course for the year. So do not miss out. Don't wait until next year, because we're going to do some epic things. And there's some really cool bonuses this year too. And I will see you on next week's episode of Chill and Prosper.
Hey gorgeous, I am in the celebrity set today and I have something really cool to tell you. Did you see this week's special offer for my business coaching course? And I just opened enrollment for the Sacred Money Archetypes coaching program. And I really want you to come and check this out, because I would love to work with you to leverage your strengths and help you make more money. And for this week only, you get our special live experience, which is tailored business advice, weekly group coaching, and a pop-up group to help and support you. So let's roll up our sleeves. Ooh, I've got fabulous jewelry on today, and get deep into your unique money personality. And I can help you tweak your business model, your marketing, and create passive income precisely for your personality. Now, in this special one-off package, you get 6 whole weeks of training, support, mentoring, and live coaching, so you can make a massive shift in your mindset. Click below and find out all the reasons why you really don't want to miss this.
Start your business for the freedom of time. Now you're tired of the hustle and grind. There's gotta be a better way. It's time to listen to Chill and Prosper. Welcome to Chill and Prosper. You're ready to chill and prosper with Denise Duffield-Thomas.